then you got Israelis, which are not Europeans. The Europeans are called Ashkenazis. What else? You got the Sephardic Jews, and then you got uh, communities of people that say that they're Israelites. Then you have the Israelites that don't know that they're Israelites, which are scattered throughout the whole planet. So when you bring up that argument, if we say that we're Israelites and the JJs say that we're not and we're anti-Sem, well, your government agrees with black, some of the Israelites or Jews are black by these three, not boat lifts, but they took cargo planes. Operation Moses, Operation Solomon, Operation Joshua. Look it up. Matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? Let me go to Operation Moses. Come on now. Come on now. Bear me for a minute. Operation Moses. Operation Moses. Okay. The Aleph Bet, which is the Abba. Operation Moses, the rescues of Ethiopian Jews. Operation Moses. Operation Moses was a covert evacuation of Ethiopian Jews from Sudan during a civil war that caused a famine in 1984. So it was a Israeli government that said we got to save those people because they're descendants of the Israelites. Operation Moses begins to bring Ethiopian Jews to Israel. And they're not saying that they're converts, they're saying that they're actual descendants of the people because they're bringing them back to Israel under a law called the law of the stranger, which means Israelites born outside of the land of Palestine can decide to come back to the land. Here we go. Operation Moses, Operation Moses, Joshua, and Solomon from 1984 to 1991. In three covert military operations called Moses, Joshua, and Solomon, over 20,000 Ethiopian Jews were airlifted to Israel. And not because they converted. No, these are actual descendants of the Israelites. So that's the proof that Israelites are many colors. So let's go back into this. So he's saying Philashes, they call Philashes, listen, look it up, please. Yeah, and I just looked it up. Please, so please, so I'm not fans. They're, 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 I think there might be the oldest Jewish people. Maybe let me know. And they're saying like for my tribe. I am Igbo. Igbo. And Igbo is really Hebrew. Nigeria. That they're saying that there's Jews out of Nigeria too. The oldest tribe, I'm Igbo, Nigeria, that they're just repeating it. So he identifies with the fact that he's an Israelite. And they are the Israelites. You have I don't know how many hundreds and thousands of millions of Israelites in West Africa and throughout Africa, mainly in the West Coast. They didn't enslave all of us. Here you got the manuscript. Okay, so I got to watch the rest of this. But the truth is coming out on these devils. Now I want to say a few things about, let me see, how am I going to do this? I believe his name is Austin Trout. Austin Trout, the boxer. Austin Trout, the boxer. Okay, I was watching last night the bare knuckle fighting championships, the excuse me, the BKFC, and he had won a title in his second fight. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me do this. Okay, bare knuckle boxing. Okay, so now if you notice, this is beautiful. You see on his trunks was written as Yahweh. And this is, I believe, after he beat the brakes off of Diego the Nightmare Sanchez, which he's a former UFC fighter. But it was no, he just beat it. He just mauled him. Austin should have got arrested. They should have put the cuffs on the guy. The way this guy was beating him down. Because he's a boxer first, former world champion, I believe welterweight, and he beat the only man to beat Cotto in Madison Square Garden. Nobody can beat Cotto in Madison Square Garden. This individual beat Cotto in the Garden. But anyway, I showed you the trunks, right here. It says Yahweh on it in the Assyrian or the Aramaic, you can say. He fought last night, like I said, he fought for a championship, and I believe that was his second fight. And the guy he fought, his name is Palomino, I think. Good fighter. What I saw that Trout was going to win. Number one, Trout had. They said 2 inches on him. It looked like he had maybe 3 inches. Longer reach. World class boxer. Former world champion. Beat Cotto in Madison Square Garden, which nobody does. And he just completely, it was a mismatch. But after the fight, he said, he said Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Can anybody tell me what that means? Baruch Hashem. Anyway, he comes under Zion Lex, which Zion Lex is an Old Testament only, but now he's in the New Testament in part because of the various, what was word I'm looking for, debates, and him, rubbing elbows with, the likes of Alazar and Priest Alazar, Captain Tazariak, and they get to talking, and he said he now believes in the New Testament. He goes by the New Testament. I don't know if he changed his stance or whatever, but he's got a lot of celebrities. Who else is under him? You got Trout. You got a couple of guys that name people that are under Zion Lex. Now Zion Lex doesn't have the full truth. He doesn't have. He got to get with the One Westers. He got to get with the One Westers, man. And I don't care who you get with. You really should get with the GMS if you want the full truth. But if you get with IUIC, you're gonna get a lot of truth. You're gonna get a lot of truth, but you're gonna get some lies too. ISUPK, you're gonna get a lot of truth. ISUPK is very similar to what we teach. If you notice, when was the last time I did a video going against ISUPK? Most of the stuff that I listened to, they said the same thing that we say. Only difference is a few differences. They don't believe in the charagma, which they will become believers. They'll all say, "Oh shit, GMS was right." But anyway, he said Baruch Hashem. He didn't wear these trunks, but in this fight, when he fought Sanchez, he wore those trunks. And I want to say this: that's my new sport, which I've watched on YouTube. Watch fights here and there. But the BKFC, Jake, I'm gonna say Jake is taking it over. Jake just took over that sport. The top fighters, the world champions, the top 5, the top 10 is gonna be Jake. It's gonna be Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and the Northern Kingdom tribes. Esau is just like there. That you go up. Esau is a stepping stone. So Jake is going to dominate that. If you get them Russians in there, them Chechnyans, them, yeah, don't let them Russians, them Chechnyans and them people from Kyrgyzstan. They're not afraid of Jake because a lot of them are Jake. A lot of them are Jake. But Jake, of either former boxers, former world champions, he gonna dominate. He said, "Look," Trout said, "Look, I'm gonna be in this thing. I'm gonna be running shit for a while." He watched the interview. I watched the whole card on Amazon. So that's my new sport. But what's gonna make it great is more celebrities from UFC, boxing. Marcus of Queensberry rules boxing. Like, let's say Canelo got into a fight, a special match. Canelo's gonna fight in the BKFC. Do you know how much money that would generate if Canelo got involved in that? When they get them big celebrities, man, that's when that shit's gonna open up, And he did some crazy shit. Strout did. He did some old school tricky ass boxing, some boxing guile. He totally broke the dude down. Anyway, let me get back into my subject. But I said I was going to speak on other topics too. Let's come over here. Anyway, last night I did a couple of short videos, but I didn't get a chance to watch the Sakari. I watched some of it. I watched about 5 minutes. They were talking about the Apostle Paul and meats that are sacrificed to idols, and they really wasn't mentioning us. So I was going into other videos. Then the Bare Knuckle came on, so I watched that. But I was doing videos in between that. Oh, Carl Weathers, he knows he's an Israelite. Joe Madison, he now knows he's an Israelite. Let me come over here. Oh, as of last night, yesterday, U.S. is involved in the war. This is the third. We're in the Third World War. We're in the midst of the Third World War. We're in the beginning stages of the Third War. Let me come over here. Excuse me.
Is in need of sharpening.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch this because is it still live? Let me see something. Okay, it's still live. All right. So this is disappoint the wicked. It's one of the bishops, Bishop Tazadak Ba. I don't know if he's with some other brothers or he's doing it, Anyway, I'm just kind of getting some ideas. I didn't put anything together. Just checking stuff out. Yeah, I gotta watch this. They probably took it down. I bet you they took it down. The JJ's, JJ's to my a Talmud expose or of horrific things permitted to little ones, and I bet you they took it down. Yep, they took it. That did something. They took it down because you got on the people that control everything. Bear with me for a minute. Faith brings righteousness. Okay, this brother elder, he's been on fire. He's a video making factory. I remember I remember him 10, 12 years ago. Looked the same but no grays. He had no grays, no grays. Out there holding it down. Matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me click on him. Come on now.
Vision, in a dream, in a vision, in a sense that they were brought to the future in a vision to an event that was going to take place in the future. So when John the Revelator was writing down the revelations in the book of Revelations regarding the end times, he was literally brought, he was taken in the spirit and brought in a vision to the future. He was shown a vision of the future and he was brought there to witness the end times. And that's how it felt when I truly think about the dream I had with Nathaniel, that I was brought there in a vision, because I said in the dream that no one could see me but Nathaniel. Bishop Nathaniel, excuse me. No one could see me but Bishop Nathaniel. And he could hardly speak as well in the dream. He could hardly speak in the vision. And what he was speaking, only I could hear him. So no one could hear him when he was speaking, neither. You know, like when you come to the hospital and someone's comatose and no one that's there in body can hear or hear what he's saying or anything. It kind of felt like that. That Nathaniel was, when I was saying to Nathaniel, call on the name Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, call on the name Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, and then he started responding to me, calling on the name Yahweh.
And he said it on the last Tuesday, whatever you call it, the hell do you call it? Something Tuesday. And he mentioned Yahweh Shai's name. He said, we know that his name is not Jesus. It's in the Hebrew and it's in the Aramaic. Yahweh Shai or Yeshua. Just say Yahweh Shai, man. All you had to do is say it's in the Hebrew. And the name is Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. No one could hear that interaction that I was having with him. So it felt to me like it was truly a vision. When I really think about it, it's like the Lord brought me into the future, to a future event, to bear witness to something. Because no one in the dream could see me. No one, no one, no one, no one. And when it was at the funeral, it was at the same thing at the funeral. I,
Now he's going to mention me because he saw me in the dream and he saw Yahweh Sop in the dream.
I was there at the funeral holding his hand. So you're thinking, why would I be holding a dead person's hand at a funeral? At the funeral, even though they was burying him, he wasn't at, he was like in the spirit, in a sense, as if to say that he was in the spirit world with me. And I'm holding his hands. And I'm saying to him, and I'm calling on the name Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and he's calling on the name fervently. And as if it felt like that we were looking into the funeral. Like I was with him at the funeral. We were witnessing, we're both witnessing. It's like he's in the spirit. I've come in the future, and we're both witnessing his funeral, and we're witnessing the beauty of what was taking place. Where Bishop Yawasap was, because he's like he had a whole audience in front of him. It was like it was packed, as if he was he was on a stage, and he was calling out to the crowd, and he was saying Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And that's why I believe that the message finally got through to Nathaniel to tell his congregation to call on the name Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, because that's what it seemed like he was doing. He was calling out to the crowd, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Yahweh. So we were witnessing it, both of us. So when I said the tears came to my eyes, just like the apostle said, Apostle Orion Lab, I saw his video, and Apostle Gabar, they were tears of joy. There wasn't tears of, I wasn't lamenting because Nathaniel had gone. They were tears of joy, witnessing the congregation and such a massive and powerful Hebrew Israelite congregation, IUIC, were finally calling on that name. So it was tears of joy that I was crying. And that's why when I woke up, I had tears in my eyes, and I said to myself, everything felt so real, so real. I woke up in a sweat. I was crying. It affected me. I'm not going to lie to you. It affected me in the spirit, that I knew this was some type of message. Now, whether it's a message that I was bringing forth to say to Bishop Nathaniel and IUIC that this is what they have to do, start doing. Was it like a message to Nathaniel to say, you have to start using the true name of the Lord and the true name of the Most High instead of Most High Christ? You have to start using the true name of the Most High and the true name of...
And remember, it was Bishop Nathaniel that called a meeting to say we're going to agree not to use the name of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Remember, Tazadakia, the so-called God-sent comforter, he said we don't know the name of Yahweh Shai, we don't know the name Yahweh. He said Yahweh Shai, then he said Bun Yahweh. Then I believe they threw out the name of Yahweh. Then they slowly started going into a Roman Catholic doctrine. You know, Mary never had sex, and virgin birth, and so forth. And the hell doctrine. He said when you go to hell, there's a guy by the name of Apollyon. The first thing he does, he punches you in the face. Whatever the fuck he got that from Yeshaya. And Bishop Nate is starting to teach Roman Catholic doctrine, the hell doctrine. There's even Edomite Christians that say hell is not an actual. It's the grave. It's not an actual place that your spirit burns in. So the Most High can put you in a deathbed again, and He can kill you. And if you die, it doesn't mean nothing. You're going in the spiritual realm. Don't mean nothing. Apostle Paul said, which is far better. Which is far better. Because the Apostle Paul was in the spirit. He died. He actually died. Out of body experience, they call it. When he was stoned to death. When he was stoned, they left him there for dead because he stopped breathing. He died. His spirit went into the spiritual realm, but the Most High brought his spirit back. The Most High brought his spirit back so he can confuse Israelites with his with his Alizar. Priest Alizar say his I think he said his words are not authentic. Well, wait a minute. Why? If the Apostle Paul was saying this, Yahushua came the Apostle Paul. Yahushua supped with the Apostle Paul. When you look up the word sup, it really means to sip. Sup or soup, you sip soup, right? So you don't swallow the soup down because it's hot. It'll burn your throat. So you take the spoon, you sip it. You sip it. When you see somebody eating soup, you hear they're sipping it. That's how the truth comes to us, through sips. The Most High just don't say, here's the truth. When you come in, here's the whole truth. You know everything. No, it's through study. It's through study. Anyway, uh, coming back to Bishop Nate, he was the one that called for them not to use the name of Yahweh and the name Yahushua. And then he started blowing up. So now he got this Roman Catholic doctrine, hell and all that. That nonsense that he's teaching about the hell is clearly going off. Clearly going off. Now you got, going back to Sakari, they're saying, oh, we stand with the IUIC. Why would you stand with the IUIC when they're teaching the Roman Catholic doctrine? They're calling on Jesus, and they say you're going to burn in hell. And other things. And oh, you can't have more than one wife. I know for a fact that because I seen the video, Priest Alazar with a couple of women taking a picture with his children. So you say we stand with you, but you couldn't be a part of them. You couldn't say, well, I want to join IUIC, because they're gonna tell you, look, you got to cut off one of them wives, man. You know, and you can't teach the MOTB